Hello, welcome to Encourage YouTube Tuesday. My name is Rashonda Harris, and I serve as an adjunct faculty member for Johns Hopkins, teaching in the Masters of Research Administration program. Today, I'd like to welcome you back to part 2. I will be talking about effective leadership styles for leaders of remote teams. While great leaders are naturally flexible, COVID-19 has forced many leaders to pivot. Leaders come in all forms and types, but not all leadership styles work as effectively as others when it comes to managing a virtual team. With team members not only juggling multi-purpose spaces, a remote team leader can find it challenging to monitor and to manage his or her team, especially in the leadership style if the leadership style being utilized is not suitable in the setup. Here are 4 of the most effective leadership styles to help leaders manage their remote teams better. The first style is called Transformational Leadership. This leadership style implements a supportive and nurturing approach. By being a transformational leader, you aim to inspire and motivate your team to become productive and growing members of your team. Your focus is to help your team members improve and collaborate with one another to meet a common goal. You also value the identity and characteristics of everyone and foster a strong team identity at the same time. Transformational leaders encourage team members to envision their role in the team and more than just work, but a purpose. You should motivate your team members to look outside of the conventional, to think outside of the box, and to shape their ideas with everyone in your virtual team. You should investigate implementing processes that can help everyone handle their jobs efficiently. Virtual teams drive communication tools, web-based productivity, and monitoring tools will help you manage your team better. The next style I'll talk about is transactional leadership. A transactional leader, unlike the transformational one, is more focused on the goals and output. This type of leader wants all tasks accomplished and the objectives met within a deadline. If you are a transactional leader, you aim to keep your team at the top of their game. You make sure that they have all the right tools to communicate with you and be able to deliver efficiently with quality. You also provide rewards and punishments to motivate your team to meet their goals. Transactional leaders work for virtual teams because it gets the job done. A transactional leader clearly defines his or her expectations from a team, from each team member regularly. Regular follow-up and progress reports are required to make sure that everyone is on the right track. This type of leadership tends to be more effective if the goal is to refine existing processes and to help an organization become more efficient. But because it tends to focus more on following the rules, it may not be an effective approach for teams that are aiming for innovation and change. Situational leadership. This approach tends to focus on more of what is needed for whatever the situation is in place. And in being in research administration, I'm going to say this is our home base. A situational leader can apply either a transactional or a transformational approach if the situation calls for it. This type of leadership demands a high level of adaptability and flexibility. If you apply this approach, it is essential that you have the ability to analyze the situation at hand. Also, you need to make sure that you can immediately apply the right approach in handling it for your virtual teams. The last leadership style I'll talk about is servant leadership, which happens to be my favorite. A servant leader shares power. They put the needs of the employees first and help people develop and perform as highly as possible. Servant leadership inverts the norm, which puts the customer service as the main priority. Instead of the people working to serve the leader exists to serve the people. Characteristics of servant leaders that are of critical importance are listening, empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, foresight, stewardship, commitment to the growth of people, and building a community. These characteristics are the most effective for this style, especially when dealing with unprecedented challenges like a pandemic, where we are all forced to work remotely. So no matter what type of leader you are, transformational, transactional, situational, or servant. It is important to remember that your role is to keep your team motivated and performing well. You can always adjust your style to meet the demands of your work environment and to help your team perform to the best of their abilities. Thank you for your time. Make sure you check out additional videos at Incura YouTube Tuesday. Thank you and have a great day.